Okay, let me see. Sound. Oh gosh. Alors, voyons voir. Meeting there. Hello, hello to my beautiful and amazing royals of Africa. Bolo, Bolwani, my people. This is your queen, Queen Ngningone II, 17th generation, crown queen of the Fang people, also known as the Immortals. Thank you for showing up to our intro date. Thank you so much, my dear royal. But I had to get this message out. All right. I see you, my people, in the chat. Can you hear me? Let me see. Back live. There we go. All right. Thank you, my dear and amazing, beautiful African royals. Thank you for showing up. Today we will continue our teaching. So let me see, who do we have there? Monkosi JR. Hey, Papa, I see you. So who else? That guy from Texas. Hello, my dear royal, I see you. And of course, our amazing sons and daughters from Zola, Bantu. Mbote na my people. Welcome, welcome. Today we will continue our amazing course on the mission of the woman on earth. If you can hear me, put a thumb up. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so let's start. So today we will continue our teaching on the mission of the woman on earth. So before I start, I would like to give thanks to all of you tuning in to watch the videos and to learn, because unless you come to just be, I don't know what, but here we are learning, okay? So before I start, I would like to give thanks to all our amazing and beautiful, handsome and gorgeous African royals out there who are sharing the videos, who are liking the videos, who are commenting and stuff. So please know that your participation helped the channel. Thank you so much. I also have another announcement to make. We will move the platform of the classes, because it seems like everywhere we show face, I don't know, our content seems to be such a problem. So I'm coming up with an alternative. The subscribers, those of you who have already subscribed, because for the past 7 days we have been unable to upload new content, and we're just getting the runaround. So we are deploying Plan B. And those of you who have already subscribed, you will receive an email disclosing all the details about where we're moving, the classes to and so on. Okay, so to those of you supporting my channel, whether through time, whether through monetary donation, everything, thank you so much. I am so grateful. Okay, thank you. So today we will continue our teachings on the mission of the woman on earth. As you know, we are embarking into this healing healing faith, of our people, because we have that understanding that we know us Bantu people, we know who the woman is, right? Let me see if I can better the sound. Let me plug this just a second. Mbolo, my brothers, over in Zola Bantu. Our queen, Pamela Hood, is in the house. Welcome, 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 my dear royals. So let's continue our teaching on the mission on the woman on earth, because very often you hear that we have to heal, but no one ever really tells us to heal, from what and, where to start. So that's why these classes are for. And I also would like to let you know that these courses are in partnership with our brothers over in Zola Bantu. I have the link in the description box below for today's course. If you want more, deeper information, please visit our brothers over in Zola Bantu. They do a thorough job in going through the details. So what I do on this platform, since we share content and stuff, I will present a simplified version. All right. Now, for those who want to, dive deep, you always can visit our amazing Monkosis over there at Zola Bantu. So thank you for tuning in. My brothers, I see you in the chat. I'm so happy to have you here, because as you know, it's our responsibility, the responsibility of the collective, to help our mothers, our sisters, our daughters heal. Okay? So with these classes are not just for them, because, we are around you, and we have to be one into everything, we do. So it's always good that the guys also watch these videos, so you can help her heal. You can help point out her shortcomings, and, of course, in a very loving way, and encourage her to, to change. And you will know what to talk about if you watch these classes. Okay? So please know that this course is by no means, to try to trigger people who are firm believer that, it's a man's world and all this, This is a course on spirituality. Now, whatever the the people in power have established as system or as belief, bear no merit on this platform. My job is to bring you the ancestral knowledge, the ancient knowledge Tatanzambe, the creator, gave to our ancestors, okay? So in a previous video, in part one, we covered that the primary function of a mission of a woman on earth is to be the helper of humanity, not only men. So we went in details there. And the role number two, we came to cover how she is an essential liaison bridge. All right. Because thanks to her, we are able to receive the sacred flame of the light of God, which is necessary for the world to go round. The light of love, the flame of love, the flame of purity, and the flame of justice. So we covered there that she has physical attributes, you know, through her shape, the way she's molded and built. She is built like a trophy, you know, a trophy. The Hindu people, you know, talk about the lotus, okay? The lotus, we look at her like a trophy because she's recipient of that sacred flame of the light of God. So she has physical attributes which, you know, allows her to do that. And she's also graceful in nature. You know, she's built in a way where, you know, her entire body was built to host, you know, to be the recipient, the host, the custodian of the sacred flame of God. And we also covered the spiritual attributes, all right, that she has. She's equipped with an intuition. And intuitive people are very spiritual people because they have the capacity to connect with the spiritual realm. So in that, we saw that she's the bridge, she's the connection between the divine kingdom, the spiritual world, the ancestors, and us. So we covered all that. All right. So the woman is built for that. The man has a mission on earth as well, but the mission of the woman is that much more essential because she's the one who, you know, distributes the light of God on earth. She's the one who teaches love to man and the children. Remember in one of my videos, I mentioned that the woman is the man, is the child's first teacher, is the woman, you know, from the womb, the conversation we entertain, the music we listen to, everything. As we carry that bundle of love that is gonna come from the food we eat, whatever we drink. That's why when we are expecting, we have to drastically change our diet. We have to change, you know, all our bad habits. We have to drop it because we are no longer on. We have somebody on board, right? So we uncovered that role alone, keeping us around, is so essential. The fact that without her, there won't be love on earth. Without her, there won't be purity on earth. Without her, there won't be justice. Because for it to be on earth, she has to receive it from the kingdom of the divine, from the kingdom of God, from the spirit realm, from the ancestor, and then transmit it to us. So you see how essential, and I'm saying that humbly. I'm a woman, okay? I don't want to trigger some men out. You have to understand that the creator is a God of balance. Satan Tambe himself. If you wanna know where we, the Bantu people, get the idea of the separation of power, you know, when our forefathers were on top of the world, we get that from Tatan Tambe. And if you observe in his creation, when it comes to us, the human and anything else, there's always a balance. So to the man, he gave the physical strength. So even Moses, when he said that the man is the foundation of the family, he referred to the physical aspect of it. Because the woman, with everything we have covered in previous video, the woman is the spiritual foundation of society. Okay, so he couldn't give everything to the man, nor could he could give everything to the woman. So he's a God of balance, and he taught us that, us Bantu people. Okay, so let's continue. We cover the fact that she's very essential, you know, to have around. Now we have to continue to the role. Okay, we covered that she's the guardian of the sacred flame of the light of God. So she received it first, and when you receive it, she becomes the guardian. It means she has to protect it. She has to make sure it remains in her. But how can she make sure it remains in her? It's like she has to do maintenance. First of all, even before she can worry about the sacred flame of God receiving it and keeping it in her, she has to make sure that her body, her life, her spirituality, her mind, her soul, everything is lined up in a way that makes her fit, suitable to receive it. Okay, so that is the topic of today, because in order for you to be a recipient of the secret flame of the light of God, you have to have a series of virtue. We will go into it. So there's 9 principal virtue that we ladies must have in order for us to qualify in the eyes of the Creator to be recipient of this sacred, flame of God. I wanna make sure I let people know that this teaching is not only for African women. If you are a woman, by as defined by Tatan Zabe, meaning if every 28 days you have a cycle, or you used to have a cycle, or you don't have a cycle yet because you still one of our babies, you are a woman, no matter how young you are. This is who is for, regardless of the race. Because in order for the world to get to a better place, gentlemen, I'm sorry, we have to heal and restore our women. We have to. It's for the good of humanity. Okay? So if you're watching this video, if you're landing on this video, okay, don't feel that because I'm a Black woman, you have nothing to learn from me. If you're a woman, if we all get down with the code the Creator designed for us to be under, the world as a whole will be a better place. Okay? Because he didn't just send us this on earth like that. He gave us guidance. He gave us instruction we are to follow. Okay? So, in order for you to be a recipient of the sacred flame of the light of God, you have to be equipped with 9 virtue that we will cover. Okay, so to those who still want to debate as to who is stronger, if we talk about physical strength, our kings are definitely stronger. Now our kings must keep in mind that we are spiritual beings. Now the spiritual strength is the woman who has it. For that very same reason, those of you who read the Bible, you saw in the book of Genesis, the devil didn't go after Adam. The devil went after Eve because he knew that if he could convince Eve to eat the apple, Adam will follow. So that's why in healing our people, it is so important, I should say, in healing humanity, because the world is in a chaos right now. In healing humanity, the human race, we must start with the women. Okay? It's very important that we start with the women because their role is so crucial. So I'm glad to see a lot of gentlemen in the chat room, because it's a team effort, because you are going to be somebody's you're going to be some girl's father one day. So if you already know these things we will discuss about, you will raise your baby girl with that in mind, helping even the mom. It's a collective effort. We're not excluding the help of the male. I want to make sure of that. Okay, so the devil, he went after Eve because he knew that Eve, if she agrees to eat the apple, Adam will follow. So that's why when we get our girls, our sisters, our mothers, our daughters good, their counterpart, the males, will follow with the program. That's why it's so crucial. We start with our mothers, our sisters, our daughters, our baby girls. Okay? So you have to understand that a technique in a war strategy, they always go first after the strongest. So since we are spiritual beings, so the woman will occupy a higher rank than us in the spiritual world. So in order for you to be the recipient of this amazing sacred flame of the light of God, you have to have the following 9 virtues, okay? You have to have number 1, modesty. You have to have modesty. Number 2, you have to have greatness. We will go into detail with each one. I won't go to the depth of our brothers over there at Zola Bantu, but I will present a more simplified version of it. Okay? You have to be modest. You have to have greatness. You have to have morality. Number 3 is morality. Number 4 is nobility. You have to be noble. Okay? Number 5 is delicacy. You have to be a delicate type of woman. Okay? Number 6 is faithfulness. You have to be faithful in nature, in intention. When you embark into something, it shouldn't be like with one foot at the door, like we say, and the other foot in. You have to do, when you engage into anything, full-heartedly. Okay? Number 7, you have to have some dignity. Okay? Number 8, you have to be thorough. You have to, you know, reproduce. You have to have physical fertility, but also spiritual fertility. You know, we'll get into all that. And number 9, last but not least, you must be a sincere type of individual. Okay? So in order for us to qualify, because we may just be built in a way where, you know, if some of you wonder why the woman has the shape she has, we have the hourglass shape. Okay? We have the hourglass shape, and the hourglass shape is God built us to receive that flame and spread it, you know, in the universe. So it doesn't qualify you just because you're born a woman that, oh, it's innate in you. No, you have to maintain our body, our mind, our soul pure. You know, you have to entertain. You have to make sure that your life, your daily life, reflects all these virtues in order for you to qualify to be a recipient. And when you're a recipient, you're a host of such power, and it makes you a distributor. You can heal, you can purify, you can be a mediator, you can bring peace around you, and all these wonderful things. So yeah, keep that in mind. So in order for us to be recipient of the sacred flame of the light of God, we have work to do. We have to observe all these virtues and, you know, implement them in our day-to-day lives. You know, back in the days, you know, in the ancient time, you know, during, you know, the ancient civilization, the women across the board, I would say, you know, in most, you know, civilization, as far as you could go, I will focus here with the African. In Africa, the head priest, the high priest, was always a woman. Okay? Because our ancestors had that understanding that the divine, the creator, God, talked to her, right? She has access to him. So she received messages from God, and then she would tell that to the leader. In the case of a kingdom, she would tell that to the king, the message that came from God. So she used to be the high priestess. The prophecies, everything used to come from her. When something good is coming for the people, she will be the one to receive that message and communicate it to the king. And then the king will gather the council of elders, like we saw in a previous video that we already had that separation of power. So the priest represent like the blue collar, the king is the blacksmith, and the elders are the judges, the judiciary. So, and then the king or the leader or the president will call those who serve as, the judges, and tell them the message from the other side, from the spirit realm. Okay? So she used to serve that function. Nowadays, you see men priests. Men priests came as a result of the fall of humanity, because men knew the power that is in the spirit, in anything that has to do with spirituality. They were annoyed with women telling them what to do. So in order for them to install the system, this patriarchal system, they have to take that power from her. And the outcome is the world we're living in. The outcome of such decision from our forefathers is the chaotic world we're living in. So the time has come for the feminine to be restored, for the feminine to be healed, for her to bring back on earth the rulership of Tatanzambe. Okay? So in order for us to catch a break in anything, we have to heal her. We have to help her heal. We have to encourage her to be modest. We have to encourage her to, we have to do, what we can for the greatness in her to come, to awaken. We have to encourage her, do all these things. When we are helping her to live in her true, authentic self, we are being a blessing to humanity as a collective. Please keep it in mind. Okay? So women handling other women, because women are also mothers of future women. So men also are fathers, brothers, uncles of women. So it's a collective effort. Okay? So you have to understand that, in the past, she had that role. Everything was organized. So she will receive the prophecies, she will receive the prophecies from Tatanzambe, and then she will communicate it to the king, and the king will tell to the elder, and then they gather the people, they make the announcement, and so on. So, and she also had another role. She would prepare the women in the community. So it was very common for the priest to always have a group of virgin girls, young girls, that she teaches all these virtues from a very young age. So from a very young age, our daughters were taught how to be modest, how to be great, how to have high morals, how to be noble, how to be delicate, how to be faithful, how to conduct herself with dignity, and how to be fertile, and how to be sincere. So they were taught, they were molded from a very young age. Okay? Our people, for example, the Fang people, we have this rite of passage, initiation, where we go, it's between the age, because they tell us you have to be between the age of 12 to 16. Actually, when you're 17, 18, our people consider you too old. You are for you to even be, taught something like that. So you see, but some other groups, they still take you if you're 18, 21 or whatever. Now, in our own case, many of us are fully grown. It doesn't matter. You're never too old to receive message, knowledge, teachings. So that's what we're doing today. So it was very common to see the high priestess with a group of young girls. She will coach, she will teach, she will mold the wives of the future leaders of the land. So when you had a position of authority, Because before, back in the days, everything we did, we had the creator, the divine God, Tatanzambe, at the center of it in everything we did. So that was the protocol. If you were to be an important man in that community, the high priestess will be the one to tell, to choose one of the girls she trained and mold and shape to serve that purpose, because in your house there's got to be that direct connection with the creator. If you're going to be a man of influence over the other ones, you have to be well calibrated physically and spiritually. So that's the role they played. Okay, so you see, so I guess what happened there, I don't know, maybe our forefathers didn't like, you know, the women the high priestess were giving to them. They wanted to have full access to the finest chicks, you know, in the land, whether they qualify to be a queen or not. This is where we threw everything to the windows. So they took that power away from the woman. Men became priests. And men, what kind of initiation is going to give to a little girl? What kind of coaching and stuff like that? A man going to give something he doesn't have, because remember, she is the recipient of the flame of love, the flame of purity, and the flame of justice. And we are the one teaching that to him when he's baby. You know, when he's a little boy, I used to hear my mother telling my brother, you better not do that to anybody's daughter. Even after my death, I will come and haunt you, because in our culture, we raise our boys so that they could be somebody's great husband. It's a big deal for African moms. We raised him so that he could go and be somebody's great husband. And all we want is for our daughter-in-law to sing our praises long after we're gone. You see? So from a young age, we, the women, we are to teach our boys. We have to teach them love. We have to give them love. We have to teach them that this is purity. Purity in intention, mean no harm. We teach them all these things. And we infuse them with that which we already have. So ladies, it's important we have things of God in us, because our contact with our male counterpart, whether in our household as sons, or whether in a marriage or relationship as our partners, our husbands, you know, that male contact, we infuse them with what we have, what we carry. So it's in our best interest and humanity's interest for us to be packed with virtues, because we can only give what we got. Okay? So it was what happened. That's the Congosa. We African have a fancy word we use for gossip. We say Congosa. So that's the Congosa. Our people in America said the word on the street. So that's the word of the street about what happened over there. So when the Muzungu came and told them, listen, you know, it's really our world. We do as we want. We don't need no permission from no first wife to bring in a second one. Who said that? You know? So our father were like, we are not going to do that. Men became priests, you know, the very fundamental teachings just vanished. Some tribes don't even have that rite of passage for girls and boys anymore, you know? So it was just Wahala. You would see one man with something like 200 wives. I mean, our, oh, our Monkosi. You will see one man, there's only 7 days in a week. How can you have, 15 wives, 16 wives? So the finest chick of the land, the king would just look at them and have them. So all that, and we paid a heavy price for trying to feed the flesh, for trying to entertain lust, and we walked away from the ways of our Creator. This is where we screwed up. This is where we dropped the ball. Men, they started the mess. So they send us to the kitchen. You know? So, but us also, you know, we feed into that. Some of us are so clinging to these things that were used against us to destroy us, to the point it doesn't make sense, my people. So you have to understand that the high priestess, she had to train, she had to coach, she had to mold the future wives of the leaders of the land, right? Even if he had to have other wives after that one, because Tatan Zambe, you know, told them to multiply. Having having the daughter of a priest as the wife, it means that she was in the primary position as the chief wife. Her having the sacred flame of the light of God would allow her to identify. Let's say it's women you want to marry. Let's say you want to marry many women. She had Munkosi Patrice, I see you. So let's say if it's women you want to marry, but your head wife, the chief wife is the daughter of a priest, she will be in a position to choose another woman who's in that same level of vibration. Definitely, because you can identify that which you have in others. So, but when they, you know, they corrupted the whole protocol about the way we do things, we got into the trouble we in. So you see, keep that in mind. So the woman back in the day was being molded, because that high priestess would teach her all these virtues. So when the leader was to get married, the high priestess would say, this one will be perfect for you, that one would be perfect for you, and so on. So we have to go to the first virtue. Now we're gonna, you know, talk about the first virtue. We will go through each one of these virtues. We will point out our shortcomings when it comes to that, and the remedy, what we can do to correct those. Okay, my kings and queens. All right, let's get into it. So modesty, my simple, you know, definition of modesty is, you know, keeping within measure, you know, just keeping things simple, keeping things within measure. In our dressing, this is the first aspect of us. We have to start expressing that virtue of modesty in our physical appearance. My dear queens and princesses. So a virtuous woman is a modest woman. She has to be modest in her appearance. Remember, she is full of essentialities. Essentialities are, what word can I use for it? Asset, physical asset. Because she's the recipient of the sacred flame of God. We saw in a previous video, I told you that she's equipped with a bridge, what doctors call birth canal. These are the internal essentials, internal assets. Now the outer assets are her head, all right? Her breast, her belly. Her head serve for something, her breast, we breastfeed the baby, the belly. This is the cargo. This is where we carry our cargoes, all right? Of course, the butt, you know, the thighs and all these things. So she is full of essentialities, assets that she needs to cover, okay? Because even in the Bible, they said that the body is the dwelling place of Tatan Zambe in us. So our body is his temple. So we have to revere our body, treat it like something sacred. There's another word to describe the body of a woman. You've always heard of the word secret garden, sacred garden, secret garden, you know? So our body in itself is something sacred. So that's why I admire, our sisters in the Nation of Islam. Bolo, if you happen to watch me, I'm Queen Ngningone II. I salute you. The way they cover their head, the way they dress with a lot of modesty. Our Muslim sisters, okay? So a virtuous woman has to be modest. Modesty in our appearance. What do we see these days? We see our daughters showing up their belly, showing up their breasts, their buttocks, everything. You know, the see-through. You could see the underwear, mapped on her body. It's like our values are so out of whack, it's not even funny. Not only the madness we have in our houses, our generation has become so bold to take it out on the streets. Our daughters walk around. Some of our daughters, not all, and again, I'm not speaking in generality, but more than required is just too much, too many of us. Our beautiful daughters are showing our royal jewels for the world to see. The breast is hanging there. They bring the girls out. The behind, everything. And when they leave their house, they take the madness on the streets. Royals like us. They go and shake it everywhere. So it's true the men push us out of our role, but we shouldn't conform ourselves to that, because at the end of the day, we are accountable to the Creator. We are accountable to Tata Nzambe. He gave us a mission to fulfill on earth. Even if they kicked us out of our thrones, but we are the one reproducing them. So we have that leverage. We can set the standard. We will allow, we will entertain, we will marry, we will multiply. We have the power to set that standard, and let that standard be a virtuous one. Before we can expect the best to come in us, to come to us, we have to be that which we want to attract in our lives. So since they went buck wild, we follow them into the madness. The Caucasian women, they had the luxury, the effortless luxury. Just be pretty, be quiet. Shh. I go and make the money and you leave me alone. I can go and tear up the world. You better. Shh. That's what our white sisters are dealing with. The Indian sisters, the same thing. The Latina sisters, them, it's a little different because they have a culture that does respect women. They do. They do. I won't really put them into that. Their daughters also out there throwing it away and just, yeah, they are. But more is us. We, in our community, we are in a deplorable condition, my queens and my princesses out there. We must do better. We are the mothers of humanity. No other women work the earth first but us. We are Tata Nzambe firstborn. So he gave us those broad shoulders. When I was crowned, my uncle said something to me. He said, carry the weight with grace, you know, because I was crowned, my mother was no longer. So he's my mother's younger brother. And he was there. He's like, carry that weight with grace. I'm like, uncle, I will do. So we have that power to set the standard of what we allow around us, what we lay down with, what we multiply with. We have that power. Nevertheless, we had a mission. Tata Nzambe favored us in the spiritual realm. He favored us. In the spiritual realm, there's no man elder. And sorry if I trigger somebody out there. Sorry if I strike nerves, but the truth is truth. And this queen here, I give account to the Most High. I can handle, anybody coming after me, but him, no. I don't want any trouble with him. The truth is the truth, and it must be told. So in the spirit realm, there's no male elders. You see? So Tata Nzambe, in making us the recipient of that sacred flame of the light, he favored us. To whom much is given, much is expected. So we have the ability to go back to that. We have the ability to help our mothers, our sisters, our daughters heal. It should be a collective effort. It's not an attempt to snatch power from men. No, I just think it's a waste of time to try to heal the man, and the woman is not restored yet because she's her healer. She's his healer. When the doctor is sick, fix the doctor, because that doctor can heal the entire community. Okay? She's the man's healer. She's the man purifier. She's the one who teach him justice when he tried to commit an injustice. She's that voice of wisdom next to him to tell him, Mba, Papa, no, not like that. Let's rethink it. There's gotta be a better way. She's that sound voice of wisdom. When the man wants to disown his kids that have aggravated him, have upsetted him or something, she's that word of wisdom. It's like Tata Nzambe told you to love these children, regardless whether they're great or they're a loser, whether they're handsome or they're ugly. Tata Nzambe gives us children as a reward, as a gift. She is that voice of wisdom that needs to whisper in his ear. But of course, men, they were very brutal, especially the European. Do you know that they were chopping this king? I don't know which one of the Henrys. When he separated from he would cut off their head. They were burning up women. I mean, just crazy. The type of cruelty that was never, performed on our land. Those who watch the documentary about Kimpavita, they came and set her on fire with a baby tied on her back because she called them out. She died and resurrected and came and told our people that their doctrine is nonsense. They're not serving Tata Nzambe. Their doctrine is a Luciferian doctrine. When she did that, they set her on fire. They claimed that because she had a baby outside the wedlock, because according to Catholic and all these things, they put women in the boxes. In Bantu land, your father doesn't even disown you because you got pregnant. Anything you produce while you're still single belongs to your fathers. It's part of your father's estate, including a child you have outside the wedlock. That child would answer your father's last name. If your father is no longer living, the oldest son of the family takes that child as a son in his tree. So the son of that daughter will be part of that son's lineage. That's how it works. We never kill anybody because a woman got pregnant or stuff like that. Although we prefer her to get married and stuff, but in some families, some powerful families who were sitting on a lot of power, like crowns, for example. Some fathers, when they crown a female child, they didn't want her to get married because they just didn't know who she's gonna get. They wanted her to remain pure so she can heal her people and spray all these rays, all these flames to the people. It was more convenient. You know, she will have a concubine and have children for the crown. You know? So we have to understand that. So since today, you know, today we're talking about modesty. Modesty is the virtue number one we queens of Africa must have. It doesn't mean that we should walk around looking like like hot messes. No. But you know, the purity of a woman is expressed in the way she dresses also. Okay, so we have to be modest in the way we dress, in our you know, our outside external look. We also have to be modest in our speech. Okay, so the women who brag a lot, look at me, da 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 da. We're not being modest. We have to be modest in the way we speak, in the way we carry ourselves publicly and even privately, the way we look, we present ourselves to our children, in front of our husbands. You know, we have to carry weight. When they see us, they know they've seen a queen. It's just that presence, because when you're now connected to the divine, you have that divine charisma, you have that, that divine je ne sais quoi. Okay? So we have to be modest in our speech, modest in the way we dress. When we go out on the street, we have to represent, like our people in America say, our dressing should reflect dignity, that that is dignified, that, it should show that, we respect ourselves, that we love ourselves, that we are pure. So people, even before coming and mess with you, although there are some cuckoo, all right, but you just don't attract, you will not really be targeted, because you attract what you are. Let me put it this way. You attract what you are. When you vibrate at such a low vibration, you will attract people that will come and treat you like that. If you go out showing all your bottom and stuff like that, you will attract guys who are in that vibration of hit and run. You will attract guys who, the minute you tell him you're pregnant, he's like, okay, lose my number. I don't want no part of it. So you see, ladies, how it is important for us to get well, for them to get well, because if none of us is going out there, overexposing ourselves, showing our body parts, doing all these things, it will be unlikely that we cross paths with people who are just out of whack, people who will, you go on a date and then they rape you, with people who you attract as a friend and then they traffic you, they sell you to get trafficked. All these things, all the ailments that we are suffering, a lot of it we are inviting it to us, because we have access to, the power that keep the world go around. But we have fallen to a point that we lost touch with who we are. We don't even know, us women, we don't know anymore what is our purpose on earth, because we are so lost. So we fed into the dementia of men. We feed into that. We feed into their madness. We get on the internet exposing everything, you know, showing such an indecency. Sometimes you want to say, are the mirrors, in her house all broken that she didn't see? The way you feel about yourself inside will reflect outside through your choice of dressing, your choice of speech. So it is important that we remain modest. Okay, my beautiful and amazing royals of Africa, because you have to keep in mind that in this realm, this realm is physical, because keep in mind there's three worlds. There's the world of word, which is the astral, is it? Yeah, the world of words, the oral narration is the astral world. And then there's the world of actions, the world of works, everything that is tangible, that you can touch. That's the physical world. Okay, and there's the world of thought, which is, of course, the mental world. So we have to understand we are spiritual beings. We lose track, we lose our compass when we lose that connection with Tatan Zambe. Our men are out of order. Our men get out of control because we, the women, we have lost that connection with Tatan Zambe. And the time has come for us to heal with no excuse. It's clearly going to become obvious to who's who. Because as we embark into this healing and we're trying to bring these, ancient values, we will encounter resistance. We will encounter people who come and fight us, but it shouldn't deter us from our mission. It shouldn't discourage us, in working on ourselves. So take a piece of paper, run a thorough scan, of your wardrobe. What are the items now that we have gone through wearing our crowns? Now we are certified queens. We know who we are. We know where we came from. We know what happened to us. We have claimed our royal identity. We are even wearing our crowns today. Wrapping your hair is the sexiest thing that I've discovered since I became a queen. I love this fashion. I don't care what anybody says, So you have to embrace it. Once you embrace, who you are, and then you wear, and then anything that comes out of us, don't men, we give birth to them. Anything we produce going to be of top grade. Okay? So we would like to continue. I would like to continue this teaching hopefully tomorrow. Okay? And let me give my proper greetings to all my royals out there. Of course, our Monkozi over Zola Bantu. Please go and watch the video. That son of ours loves us so much. He be crying to us, my dear mothers, mama, listen, you are so important. I love watching his videos. So go and watch your son. I put the link of the video on the course of modesty. If you want to get more details, if you want to dive deep, go ahead. I put the link in the description box below. For those who are just joining us, please know that there's a change, because it seems like when you have a content that can help our people, that come out of everywhere to be just roadblocks on your path. Those of you who have already subscribed to my courses, we have been experiencing difficulties on uploading videos on Vimeo. I don't know. So we're gonna simplify. So I just won't even tell people where we're going anymore, because it just seems like wherever we show face, problems start, you contact support, nobody gets back. It gets just crazy. So those of you who have already signed up to the thing, everything they do works for our best benefit at the end of the day. So what we will do, I will transfer, you will receive an email with details, instruction on how we're going to do whatever we're going to do going forward. Because apparently some people out there don't want this pretty queen to speak. So we will continue tomorrow. So to all my beautiful and amazing royals of Africa, if you want to bless your queen, I put the link of our PayPal. I think that's, yeah, PayPal link. You know, you can use it. I prefer so nobody holds my money for months and won't even give it to me. They're really messing with your queen. You have no idea what we're going through. So PayPal is still working for us. So the link is in the description box below. For those who have Zelle, we put the link also on how to bless us through Zelle. And if you want to bless us with time, you know, send us an email. Let us know, you know, how you can help us. So thank you so much. We have our Monkoses out there. Remember, gentlemen, this is not a feast fight. You know, we need our mothers, our daughters, our sisters restored. You know, it's only when they're restored, and then you please know, see what your stubbornness. Our sons are stubbornness. They're so stubborn. Our boys so stubborn. You see where your stubbornness has gotten us. So please, we are in this together. The Creator is the God of balance. He didn't give you everything, nor did He give us everything. All right? We need each other. We need to be tied to the hips like Siamese twins. So you being patient with us, you guiding us in love when we mess up and not bring us down and not just talk trash, you giving us hope that we can transform, you will be a major contribution to humanity. When you care for a girl in a way where you protect her, you help her, you mold her so she can spread that light of God to humanity, the doors of heaven will forever be open to you. Leaving this earth, you will ascend. You become an angel. Okay, my lovelies. So we have new ones here. So welcome to Nubia, the Path to Return. I am your host, Queen Ngningone II, spreading her light. I hope you learned something from today's message. So we have all our Monkosis here. Monkosi JR was the first one in today. Thank you for coming to check on your queen. And we have, oh, that guy from Texas. Hey, Paul, how are you? Good to see you in there. Of course, our sons and daughters over at Zola Bantu. We have Princess Ada in the chat. Okay. I saw our daughter. We have our Monkosi. We have Monkosi Paul Brown. Welcome, welcome, my dear royal. All right, we have Dr. Patrice. You know, he got us a new camera with his donation. Be blessed, Mamon Kozi. Be blessed. So we have Bantu Mother. We have our adorable daughter, Hazel. All our queens, Bantu Mother. She's in Kenya. Hey, Jumbo. All right, we have another beautiful queen in today. Naisha. Hey Naisha, welcome, welcome home. I'm your queen and mother, Queen Ngningone II. We are here to heal us, to celebrate us, and how Tatanzambe made us, and how crucial to humanity we are. So welcome home. Our Queen Hazel is here. Our Queen Abby, okay, Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. So as usual, I'm gonna cut. So I'm sending you the light of love. Feel my love, my people. For you, feel it. We healing. We are capable. None of us is damaged to the molecular level. I don't believe it. Okay? We will pull it together. We be okay. We be fine. We will ascend. I'm hopeful. Okay? We are these bad girls, bad in a good sense, of course. Okay? I'm hopeful, I'm prayerful. Satan Zambe say it this time. Anybody willing, seeking to heal will heal. And that's what I ride with. That's what I believe in, and that's what will happen. Because he's a God who never lies. Okay? So to my beautiful and amazing royals of Africa, peace in your home, for without peace, you can receive message from the other side. Love in your heart. Without love, what's the purpose of life? And unity, for without it, we are doomed. Okay? I love you so much. Mwah. Until tomorrow.